We're live? I know. Keep on going. I do this to you every week. He's over there going, we're live. I know we're live. So, can you all hear me? Obviously, Daryl isn't talking yet. And we have our gnome friend behind the curtain. Nope, music's done. You should hear me talking. Can you not hear me talking, Anne-Marie? Nope, they can't hear anything.
What do you mean they can't hear anything? According to this, they should be hearing you just. They should be able to hear you just fine.
Now they can hear me. Okay. Yep. They all turned on their hearing aids. We have the
Did we not get those passed out when they came in the door?
We must have the other crowd, the totally deaf and over.
Geriatric?
No, I'm geriatric. I don't think there's, Mimsy, how you doing there, kiddo? Good. Glad y'all can hear me. Okay. Well, audio is low. Kilted Gardener. Jessica. Red Shed, that's our neighbor. They're like a couple miles from us, right? You're not all that far away. And Will's Petting Zoo and Garden. That sounds cool. You heard it all, did you? Yeah. That's the scary part. As long as you don't have it written down, and then if we delete the video, they can't catch me. It's like hiding the shovel. Yep. Geriatric crew's right here. Miss Grandma Karen, how are you, dear? Grampy Campy, how you doing? And Tinker's wife, Patty, I hope you're well. There is My and You Acres. That I just found them today, and I just love the way the channel is spelled. MIANU. My and You Acres. That is so neat. Welcome to our channel. Welcome to our Monday Night Live. Hey, Miss Gracie, how you doing, sweetheart? Cecilia, you weren't in the birthing the other night from Big Bear. Everybody was wondering where you were when the baby was finally born. Loves Grows Here Homestead. Welcome to your first live. Well, at least your first live here with us. I don't know if it's totally your first live. Later on during the show, Daryl does turn the phone line on, so you have a chance to call in and speak to our guest. And with that said...
Where's our guest at?
Over here in the green room.
Yeah, but where's she from?
That would be the kitchen for us.
Where's she from?
Gnome Land. She's in Gnome Land.
She's in Gnome Land.
Gnome Land.
Is that next door to Disney World or something?
Could be. So it's a suburb of Gnome World.
Gnome World.
Yeah.
A suburb. Or
yeah.
Is it the center of something?
Same state as Mama Z's Texas kitchen. That gives you a hint. It's that big state that's like country in itself.
Oh, a state that's like a country.
Yeah, we discussed that the other day.
She was in. I think she said they actually got snow this year down there.
Mm-hmm. We'll send them some. I have no problem shipping this crappy weather down to Texas. Hello, Miss Rachel.
Hey.
You want her out? Are we?
Oh, do I want her out?
Are we letting her out?
Open the gate.
Are we letting her out?
Open the cage.
Yeah, all right, here she is.
Open the cage. What the heck?
You're gonna leave me locked in with Smudge.
I was just gonna say Smudge will love it. I could just see her riding Smudge around. She tried that last year, didn't she? You heard there might be
Bayou Bash.
Yep. Robert, you heard there might be some cheesecake over here. There might be some cheesecake at the Bayou Bash because we're staying the same place as Big Bear. So one never knows. Oh, you got sleet. Carrie got sleet. Her neighbors got snow.
It was a little bit. I mean, it was white for about 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we met the first. I've known Rachel for over a year online. And the first time we met in person was last July 3rd, right?
No,
July
April.
4th. April. We
6th.
went in April. That's right, because we met at the Shindig. That's right.
Yep.
That's right. But we spent more time once the Bayou Bash was over when we went back to Broussard's.
Oh, yeah.
They had a house full of people. Oh, I should bring some to the HOA? Oh yeah, look, Broussard's already going crazy. Cheesecake. I brought some to the HOA last year. Was it HOA or was it Life Conference? And every one of them, I had 4 or 5, and every one of them was ruined. Every one. Shindig. Hey, Samson Farm, that's right. It was a shindig. You're right. Rent an Army plane, fill it with snow, and dump it on Texas. Well, we have the Guard here locally. I don't think they'll let either Daryl or me, borrow it for that purpose, though.
No.
Because they have those real big things. What are those things called?
Well,
You could fit a city inside of them.
they used to have the big.
Texas.
They used to have the big
Yeah, you could fit Texas in it. Smart aleck.
130s, but
130s.
but these are not quite as big, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they are.
I remember. Well, Nathan, neither has Jason.
I've never had any of your cheesecake.
Well, I didn't bring any to the Shindig or the Bayou Bash. I took it. No, yes, I did. I brought it to the Shindig because Ben got
Because
his.
Jason left his.
Yeah, Ben got his, and
Big Bear got his.
Big Bear got his,
But he left it.
but he left it at his house. he left it at Roots and Refuge.
He liked it so much he gave it away.
Yes.
I don't understand that.
So they got 2, and
Maya didn't mind at all.
Amy, didn't you get the 4th one? Or was it, yeah, because I know Dawn got one, and Denise. I think I gave Denise one, but hers didn't have strawberries because she's allergic to strawberries. So, no, it is not Marco cheesecake. These are like this thick. My cheesecake has 40 ounces of cream cheese. It is a true New York style cheesecake. A
They
C-130.
got 5 pounds here and that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
C-130 is the type of plane that they used to have out here.
So a C-130 holds a lot of snow, but a C-5 will hold 5 times more. Oh, wow. Trip H, how you doing? Glad to see you back. Yeah, Nathan, so did Ben. If you remember, Ben took the cheesecake on their live and went and he took the topping off of my cheesecake and put it on one of the bagels that Allison brought them. Because Allison brought them real New York bagels too.
Yep.
So, Miss Rachel, what have you been up to?
Yeah,
About 5 foot.
You want cheesecake now? Isn't that what the one girl from Willy Wonka that turned blue? Isn't that was one of hers? She wants it now. Shows you where my mind goes. It's like a squirrel. If I read something, it gets off on a tangent somewhere.
I just sit back and smile.
That's about all you can do.
There ain't no way you can follow along.
Oh, you got to load the world's largest cargo plane when you were in college. Wow. Awesome, Sonny. That is great. I still do keto for the most part. I eat bread every now and again, but not as much as I could. So.
Well, Rachel, tell us what's new in Texas.
Well, the snow was kind of new. We haven't had that in a while. But no, I'm building a couple new garden beds and planting more peppers this year. Other than that, I need to get my seeds started. But other than that, that's about it. Cold weather. Crazy. Well, I say cold weather. Okay. Crazy weather. One day it's 70 or 80. And then for the next 4, it's 40 degrees and 30 degrees. And then it goes back to 60, 70. And
I think it's like that all over. Mother Nature's really going through PMS.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to get a big bottle of Midol.
Right? We've had to mow our yard twice since Christmas.
Oh, well, we haven't had to mow ours. I can't even see it right now. And
Oh, no, we've had to mow it. It was like tall.
oh, wow. Amy's asking, what are you planning to plant?
What am I planting to plant?
Yes.
17 varieties of sweet peppers, 3 varieties of hot peppers, 10 varieties of tomatoes, okra, eggplant, corn. I need to get some carrots started. I just planted my onions and potatoes, which might have been a tad bit early, but the onions have started to sprout, but the potatoes haven't. And my garlic's like, I don't know, 10 inches tall or better. And let's see, strawberries, definitely strawberries, because I've already got them put in the bed. They're just, kind of dormant for, I guess you call it winter. And let's see what else. I'm going to try to do radishes and carrots, but I know it may get too hot too quick, so they probably might not make it. I'll have to redo them again in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
But, the basics. But actually, it's just the peppers is what I'm really focusing on this year, with 17 varieties of sweet peppers and 3 varieties of hot peppers. Oh, and cucamelons and Kajari melons.
No, I've never tried those.
Oh, I did the cucamelons last year, and they're great. The biggest thing is getting them in the house from the garden. The Kajari melons, that will be new. And I think I have tiger melons and Korean melons that I'm going to try this year, too.
Angel Cooper's asking what kind of tomatoes.
Most of them are cherry, like the atomic, and like the atomic cherries.
Right.
They're like 3 or 4 different colors.
Yeah.
And then the bumblebees, and then I think I have 2 varieties of the black cherry tomatoes. And of course, I'm going to do I know I'm going to say this wrong, but Dr. Witchy's and the Cherokee Purples, I think it's called.
Never heard of the Dr. Witchy's. I'll have to look that up.
It's one that I got I learned about through Roots and Refuge. Jess, she grows them. And actually, I picked up the seeds at the Bayou Bash through, I think it was Seed Saver Exchange.
Uh-huh.
And it's the one I got is a yellow, I think, a yellow tomato. And that'll be my first time growing that one this year.
Yeah, yellow tomatoes are supposed to be not so acidy.
And I need that.
Yeah. When Daryl and I first got together, he wouldn't touch a tomato. If he got them on a salad, he would take them off. And now he
didn't want them?
Yeah, now he eats them.
I tolerate them.
Yeah.
I tolerate them.
He doesn't have
I love cherry tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't have a choice.
But I love to make salsa, and for salsa, I want, the tomatoes and the peppers and the onions, and I want it all to be grown from my garden because, it just tastes better.
What about tomatillos? I've used some of those in my salsa.
Well, I haven't really. The only thing I've grown in that kind of category was the ground cherries.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't care for them too much.
Yeah, I didn't either. Everybody makes such a big fuss. I'm not sure what the big fuss is.
Me neither. And the ones that I grew, they took up like, one plant was 3 foot wide and 3 foot tall, and it had a lot of fruit on it. I just didn't care for the way it tasted.
Oh, Naked Gardener's in here waving at you, Rachel.
Hey, Sydney. He knows.
Yes. Can one of our mods please post Rachel's link, please? I'd appreciate it. Legacy Home and Garden, Rachel's asking, have you ever grown an Abe Lincoln tomato? Those are supposed to be big, right? Abe Lincoln. I'm looking at Daryl, but I know
I haven't
he
grown
doesn't
those
know.
or
I thought they were
the
just
Amish
tall.
based ones. There's still a few varieties of tomatoes I haven't grown yet, but last year was kind of depressing for tomatoes.
I see.
So,
I see. BC Truck is asking whereabouts in Texas you're at. Not that that's such a tiny state or anything.
Right. I'm in Central Texas. I'm about 5 miles north of Fort Worth, which is about 28 miles east of Dallas, or west of Dallas.
Okay.
Sorry.
I know that BC Truck's also somewhere in Texas. He's in a different state, Texas, than you, though, I think. I don't know.
Well, you can drive, 12 hours from the top to the bottom?
Very possibly.
And I think it's something like that. I know it's quite a few hours. I mean, you can drive, like when I visit the Broussard Homestead, I'll drive, it's a 6-hour trip. 5 of it's in Texas. I mean, it's seriously, it takes forever to get out of the state.
Yep. They say you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. BC Truck says he used to work in Irving.
Oh, yeah. That's in between me and Dallas. Like Arlington and Irving are right in between Dallas and Fort Worth. A lot of times when you tell people you're from Fort Worth, they have no idea, so you just have to tell them Dallas.
It looks like we have another Texas.
But Mama Z says you're about 4 hours north of them.
Yep. Because she's south from me. In fact, when the next time I go to the Broussards, I'm going to stop by her house.
Cool.
Yeah, Breakaway Homesteader says that he's Texas raised from San Marcos.
Yes. I'm like almost north, like central north.
We have
Like, what is it? Like, the Botters, they're like 30 minutes away from me.
Oh,
if
cool.
That kind of gives you an idea.
Okay. Legacy Home and Garden asks, have you grown the Mortgage Lifter tomato?
No, I haven't. The only ones I've really grown were like just the regular beefsteak tomatoes and, I can't remember the name of them. But they were like basic, your average tomatoes. My thing is usually cherry tomatoes, and I don't know why. I guess because I can just pick them off the plant and eat them while I'm in the garden.
Yeah, you don't have to bring them inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I've heard those mortgage lifters are huge. I forgot all about that. I may have to put that on my list. The Busy Little House is asking who made up the name Garden Gnome.
That was a combination of the McClendons, the Broussards, and me. I mean, just Chris McClendon gave me the nickname Garden Gnome, and it just kind of stuck, and the Broussards kept, called me the Garden Gnome, and we just kind of ran with it because, I'm 5 foot tall, and I look like a garden gnome.
Yeah, I have pictures of when we were getting ready to leave Broussard's that day before we put Smudge back in the truck, and everybody was hugging and kissing on him, and he was drooling over everybody. And I got my hug from Rachel. It's like, I'm not that tall. I'm like 5'6", and no offense, Rachel. Here's Sherry. Here's Rachel.
Yep. I look like a little kid hugging her mom.
Sure did. Yeah, Nathan,
I'm
you helped make the gnome stick.
I'm short.
Yeah.
I'm really short.
Yeah,
When I told Smudge in that picture, I was just glad he didn't take off.
Oh, yeah.
Because Smudge took off, I'd have had no choice but to be flailing behind him.
I could have seen you hanging on for your dear life.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a good boy, though.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
Your garden gnome fits because you're so little. Yep.
Okay, and for those of you that haven't noticed, we do have the phone lines open if anybody would like to call in. Doesn't cost you. We don't charge you anything. It's your nickel, though, as far as whatever costs are associated with your phone. There are 2 numbers up there you can call, and you have to put in the meeting ID. And when I allow you into the room, we'll just simply ask for you to introduce yourself at that time. So feel free to call in if you'd like to talk to Rachel directly, ask us a question, ask her a question, or just call in and say hi to everybody.
Yeah, we have one that's shorter than you, Rachel. Moved north Homestead, 4'11".
No, I'm not 4'11" yet, but
Yep.
I'll probably catch up with her because they said the older you get, the more you shrink.
Exactly.
So another 10 years, I'll probably be 4'11".
Samson Farms, Nathan here typed he would have recorded Smudge flying Rachel like a kite. Isn't it nice to have friends like Nathan?
Oh yes,
Oh goodness!
he's like the big brother I never had.
And the white picket fence. What did you brag about Smudge today? I'm almost afraid to ask. I know he drooled all over you. Yes, Sherry Nations, I do remember.
Mimsy, I'm even a tad taller than Rachel. That's not saying a whole lot.
And Robert Kilta Gardner is going to be calling you.
I saw he was going to try
Okay.
to collect call, but
Yeah.
let me know how that works out for you.
So who is going to the Deep South Homestead gathering next month? We got our reservations in for a hotel room today. We decided we're not going to chance taking the camper. Our luck. It'll be beautiful and sunny and everything down in Mississippi that weekend, and it'll be 2 feet of snow here in Ohio. Daryl says he's not driving the camper on the highway when there's snow. So, Smudge was 3 in September. The busy little house. Yep. So he's growing out now. They say from 3 to 4 years is when they have like growth spurts. Yep.
I wish I could have a growth spurt. Upward, not wide though.
Yeah, I hear you. Seriously trying for a puppy that's in Dayton. Are you trying for a St. Bernard or Great Pyrenees? I know we were talking about that. Tambra, how are you? I like that name, Tambra. It's very pretty. Yeah, he's still a pup. Uh-huh. He acts like it. He truly acts like it. Well, I know you're going, Brenda. I think you and I've been going from the get-go. You know, when that raccoon and bunny rabbit walked into the place. You were there. You'll be trolling the gathering? Oh, no. Smudge isn't going on a plane. What plane are we going on? Rustic Traditions? Yeah, there's a J&C Oregon. There's a song about short people. It's a couple years old, but there's a song about short people.
Brad.
Yeah, he's aerodynamic. Yeah.
We get rained on last. Only tall people get rained on first.
Is that what? Yeah, that's true. That's true. You get shaded a lot too. You don't get a lot of that sun.
Looks like Broussard's wants to maybe take a collection up and get you some stilts or something.
Stilts or a step ladder.
I actually know how to walk on stilts. I learned when I was 14.
With as many GoFundMe accounts that people are starting lately for, excuse me, folks, stupid reasons, let's go for it. You know, you never know how much money she can get for those stilts.
Right? I think I'd rather have soil for my garden beds, though.
Yeah, well, I like that idea. Yeah, you're welcome, White Picket Fence. See? I'm not the only one that has the song about short people going through my head.
Well, Rachel, you need to have a conversation with Broussard Homestead. They just recently had Prepstetter Bob down there, and the topic was filling up their raised bed gardens, getting that super
And
soil
the
put
only reason
together.
I don't do that is because my truck, the suspension, it can't handle the weight. Last year I picked up 60 bags of 40-pound, the 40-pound bag of manure. I picked up 60 of them, and the whole bed of my truck went down to my tires.
Oh,
So yeah, I can't get in bulk like that, because actually I did find a place to get like free dirt. I mean, it's not really manure, but it's just dirt. from a company who, you know how they do foundation repairs to houses?
Mm-hmm.
They'll raise the foundation up and they'll dig the dirt out and then they'll put concrete and beams and whatever. Well, they give that dirt away. But like I said, my truck, I have to find somebody with a better truck bed than what I have, because, yeah.
Well, is there any Home Depots down there that they rent a truck for $20 a day?
Actually, there's one in the next town over. I don't have one in my town. It's kind of small.
Yeah. Legacy Home and Gardens asking, how many garden beds do you have?
Right now, at this minute, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But 2 of the little ones are coming out, and I'm building 18-foot long beds in their place.
Wow.
One's going to be 3 by 18, and the other one's going to be 4 by 18. And then I'm going to get cattle panels to go all the way down them.
Uh-huh.
And that way, in like November, I can put plastic over it and use it as a makeshift greenhouse. But in the summer, just use the beds to grow things, you know, the cucamelons and the cucumbers and the anything that needs a trellis to grow on.
Yeah, if you make them into a hoop, you can do your pole beans. I use ours for our pole beans.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm going to grow some of those too this year.
Oh yeah. Well, I have rattlesnake beans. If you want any, I can bring some of those for you.
Yes.
Let's see.
And thank you, Paul. Sorry.
The red shed. Will you be growing anything new this year? Experimenting with anything new in your garden?
Yes. About 14 of the sweet peppers that I'm growing, it will be new. About 5 of the tomatoes that I'm growing, maybe more than that, maybe more like 7 of the tomato varieties I'm growing are going to be new. The Kajari melon and the tiger melon and the Korean melons will be new. And there's one that's called apple cucumber. I forgot to tell you about that one earlier. It's like a roundish light green cucumber that's like a softball size.
Huh.
And I'll be growing those this year. And I think I got those from Baker Creek.
Oh, darn.
But yeah, my garden's going to have a lot of new stuff in it this year that I haven't grown before. I kind of gotten brave, I guess, over the last few years of gardening. It's time to grow some new stuff.
Oh, Lord. Brett has his own channel now. Okay, Brett. We're number 12.
Well, I guess Lee's got his own channel.
That's true. That's true. You were telling me about that. Morris, Patch of Heaven Homestead, how are you? Good evening. Three Musketeers, you take care of yourself. I do realize 4 o'clock comes early. I'm usually up at that time and then promptly fall asleep at 5 a.m.
I get up at 5:30.
Well, it's like I can fall asleep for like 2-3 hours and then that's it. I lay there and I'm awake for most of the rest of the night.
I did that last night, but that's only because I had a stupid dream.
Well,
Not quite a nightmare, but pretty close to it. One of the ones that are so weird it keeps you up for a couple hours.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I figured I was laying there, and I thought, well, I'll just stay awake. 5 o'clock, I'll get up, I'll get dressed, and I'll go to the Y. Well, by 5 o'clock, I was out like a light. That didn't work out very well. Not like I wanted to.
Right?
Okay, well, Rachel, we're gonna let Smudge out for just a moment here, and he's going to tell people the trivia time rules. You won't be able to hear him because he'll have his back to you, I guess, but everybody else will hear him.
Well, hi, folks. It's trivia time again, and we have to have some rules for this, so they are as follows. Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order. And number 3, you have to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings. Good luck.
Okay, so just to remind the folks, the chat that you see on the screen, that is the official order of chat. That's what we have to go by. So the order on your screen will most certainly be different. And obviously, a number is not an answer tonight. We'll just kind of get that out front so nobody starts typing numbers in. Tonight's first question is, now these are questions that Rachel has given us. So these are not our questions. These are questions Rachel has given. So put yourself into that situation and come up with the correct answer. First one with the correct answer in the chat, scrolling up the window, that will be the winner. So here we go. What is my favorite beverage? What is my favorite beverage?
Let's see who knows Rachel the best.
No, it's not. It's not past Blue Ribbon. Sorry, kindergartner.
I wondered what that meant. Shows you I don't drink.
Broussard. Broussard Homestead, Dr. Pepper.
Yay!
Okay. Broussard Homestead, Dr. Pepper got it first. And Stringfield Ridge was in a close second place. J Love Adventures was third. Dutch was fourth.
Yeah, it's been a discussion on my live quite a bit.
and then Mama Z's just said DP, so I'm going to assume that stood for Dr. Pepper.
I would assume so.
But Broussard was first to scroll across the screen there. So
Broussard, let me know. You email us your address. Let me know if you would like seeds or one of Clyde's garden planters. Hey, Devin, how are you? Beer. Yeah, My NU. I just love that. My NU Acres, folks. This is a new channel that I found earlier today. I just love the name. I love to play on those letters. Pretty cool. Maple syrup. Yeah, that'd be a little bit tough to get down, don't you? Yeah, Grizz, we didn't ask you what your favorite drink was. We know yours is potato water.
Okay, what is potato water?
Moonshine.
Oh,
and it's probably flammable.
Knowing Grizz. Yeah. Eggers and bacon. You may want to do not a restart. Go up and hit the circle type arrow, reload. Or if you go down underneath the screen where it says live, sometimes if you hit that, it'll catch you up to be current with your live stream.
Yeah, I don't know if that works on a phone or not.
Yeah, that's true. It may not work on a phone. Yeah.
Okay, so Rachel,
yes, sir.
you are you're building some new garden beds.
Yes, sir.
How much property do you have?
I'm on a half acre.
Okay, so you have a half acre. It's kind of in town, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I am directly in the middle of suburbia.
So you're not going to be getting into mountain goats and...
No, I would love to. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I can have up to 3 chickens, but I have to get a permit, and it comes with a hefty fine if they get out. Like a heftier fine than I could afford. And I think you can only... I've seen some folks with goats, but you got to be really careful about that. If you claim them as a pet and you have like only 1 or 2 in your house or something, you can kind of get away with that. But no, I can't have livestock.
Okay.
Oh, trust me, I want it though.
Well, and I guess that's going to lead to the next question here. Do you have like future plans that you'd like to find some property out of town and expand? Or?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do.
What? Rachel,
They hear you squealing.
this sir thing doesn't work.
That sounds like Andy. And Andy still does that. Yeah, they hear the squealing also.
Yeah, that's coming across on hers.
Yeah. Yeah, I asked him. No, I don't think it's a mic feedback.
I don't have a mic.
Nope. No ceiling fan is on.
Yeah, if I pull her volume down, then it's quiet. So.
Yeah, Robert, there is. I asked Daryl a few minutes ago what that squealing was. Thought it was just me. We may have to put up with it for another half an hour or so.
Okay, Rachel, keep talking.
Me, my daughter, and her fiance plan on getting land in the near future. Not like within the next year or two, but maybe in the next 5. And I want to have, the chickens, and I want like the Nigerian dwarf goats, and I definitely want rabbits just for the manure. Not to mention just the meat. But I don't need a whole lot because I'm on a ½ acre right now. I use about 1/3 of what I have, and I have I will have 340 square feet of gardening, and that's not including my spiral garden or my containers that I have for my potatoes and I have a elderberry in a 5-gallon bucket. So I can do a lot with very little land. So I don't need a whole lot, but yes, sir, I do have dreams of having my own little homestead.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Probably call it Knowleville.
I think that'd be great.
Or
I think that'd be
Homestead,
great.
there you go.
Oh. Yeah, I even brought that up to my youngest son a while ago. I says, because they were looking for a house of their own to move into. I said, well, if you get, one with, a real big house with a couple acres of property, or a house with another building or a mobile home on it, I said you could always have like a mother-in-law suite, and we can move in and we can watch the girl. He just didn't seem to go for that idea. But I said, hey, if it,
will, so.
Yeah, well, I figure, hey, if it helps with your house payment, I'd jump in on it.
Like my daughter and my son-in-law said that I could always have my little, you can call it a mother-in-law shack or a she shed
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in the back, and that's my retirement plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I agree.
But I do want, and they would benefit just from the garden and, the milk and the meat, because I'd also want to get eventually, just a couple pigs and just a couple of cows, just enough to, be more self-sustainable.
Okay, Daryl, now I'm going to go deaf.
It's not changing out there. I'm trying to get rid of that.
Okay, you're just making her loud in my headphones.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's so nice of you. Daryl's over here playing with his whatever that thing's called.
We're just doing our best to get that.
I don't know what that board is called.
Well, it's a mixing board. We're just doing our best to get the high-pitched
Soundboard.
area out of that. But I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
I'm with you, Morris Patch. I think, that would be the best thing. He'd have mom here, mom and dad, stepdad, whatever, mom and Daryl to babysit Anthony when they go to work. My son works third trick. She works first shift. They don't have to take him to a sitter.
But we do have somebody on the phone here, so let's see who it is. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is nobody.
This is nobody.
I know that nobody voice.
Everybody knows this voice by playing all the time.
Yes.
Look, even Rachel knows who it is.
She should. I pick on her enough.
That's no joke.
I mean, it's pretty easy for her to get away, though. All she got to do is, and I can't see her no more.
Oh,
Keep it up. And I'm gonna
you
hit
know,
in the kneecap.
you know he's going to.
Yep. I just see it now during the shindig. I'm gonna come up and hit you in the kneecap.
I wouldn't
Of course,
take
he
much.
might
You're about
kick
the same
me and
level
send
as
me
my
flying
kneecap.
across the room.
Nathan, you may want to say that to her now that she can hear you.
I said that won't be much because she's right about the level of my kneecaps.
Friends like him, who needs enemies, right, Rachel?
Pretty much.
Oh,
I can't catch you when you're sitting down. Then I might be able to look you eye to eye.
I'm too busy at events running talking to people anyway.
Nathan, you were breaking up.
Sorry about that.
Amy said bite his ankles.
Hey, that's just low.
Don't give her any ideas.
I
That's
just wanted
funny.
to call in, say hi, and pick on y'all for a little bit, but my phone's breaking up, so I'm going to get off here.
I appreciate you calling in, Nathan.
Okay, Nathan, you have a
Love
good
it.
evening. Thanks for calling.
Later, tall one.
Much love, Giant.
Yeah, Rachel. Yeah, Rachel sneaks his goat into Abby's goats. Hey there, Nate's Mountain Homestead. Welcome. How are you? So what else should we kibitz about? That's probably a term nobody knows what the heck I'm talking about.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Well, there might be a few.
There might be a few. Hello, Miss Allie. How are you up in Massachusetts? Any more questions for Miss Rachel?
Is he? I think he is.
I think he is also. You know, I'm just trying to think about. I think he is. Brett, is Nathan taller than you?
He very well could be.
I
yeah.
think he is. Oh, the Canadian is loving all the American accents. That's funny because I called to Mississippi today to make a reservation for the hotel. And the girl that I ended up talking to, I said, "Are you from Mississippi?" "Yes, ma'am." I said, "Because you don't have an accent." And then it came out. All of a sudden, it was like a switch. I go, "Oh, now I hear it."
I used to work in tech support, and every once in a while, it would really come out, and then I would say things like, "I'm fixing to," and they'd stop me. "You're doing what?" "I'm fixing to run a test on your cable box." "How do you fixing to run anything?" And then they go, "Where are you from?" I said, "Texas."
Well, who was it? Was it Nathan? Somebody made the it was Nathan on Marco. Said something about you can tell from Southern people because they use the term. Oh God, now I can't think of what it was. Nathan, it just went right out of my head. We'll come back to that later when it. Yeah, we'll come back to that later when it comes around. City Girl Country Hearts, what's your favorite thing to grow, Rachel?
Peppers.
A lot of people like to grow peppers.
I love making cayenne powder, my own pepper powder.
That's what
I
Nathan
like
does.
making the salsa, and I like making pickled peppers. So yeah, peppers of all kinds, banana peppers especially.
So do you do a lot of canning?
I don't do pressure canning yet. That's on my agenda to learn. But I do a lot of water bath canning, a lot of pickling, a lot of dehydrating, and I'm fixing to get into fermenting.
So for the dehydrating, you just kind of set those on a plate out on your porch?
Yeah, pretty much. My daughter-in-law did give me this round net thing that has 10 layers. that you can hang outside to dehydrate like herbs and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And then I got my first dehydrator from Amy, so I've been using that for peppers and onions and fixing to do garlic powder.
Yeah, well, I know when you said powder, I figured you were doing the dehydrating, so I was curious if you went into the canning. How about fermenting?
I haven't started fermenting yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to buy my kit this coming week because Amy just started from Broussard Homestead, and she was going on and on about fermented carrots, and I've been wanting to do the cabbage and beets. I think it's like a red cabbage or the purple cabbage and beets, and you ferment them together, and they come up with a really sweet sauerkraut. Oh, I want to try that.
Oh, I've never heard of that. That sounds interesting.
Well, I'll definitely have a video when I do it.
Do you have a fermenting kit?
Not yet. That's what I'm getting this week.
What type are you going for?
Cheap. I'm poor. I want one with the that has the rubber.
The little rubber, the nipples? Yeah, like mason tops?
Yeah. And then the kit comes with the little glass weights that you put in there.
Uh-huh.
I call them hockey pucks.
Yep.
And a recipe book. And it's on Amazon.
You keep talking.
Okay.
Keep talking.
And I'm going to get that, and then I'm going to start fermenting the carrots and the cabbage. And the more I've looked into it, there's a lot of different things that you can ferment, and I really want to get into that. All different types of vegetables, and even the pickles, or the peppers. I did have a...
Here, let me put it on the full screen.
Yeah, something like that.
Think that would interest you?
Yes.
Okay. Send me your address.
Yes, ma'am. Yay! Doesn't take much to make me smile, but yay! But yeah, I want to really get into the fermenting because I know it's one good way of using what you grow. It's good for your gut, and it's got a stable shelf life. So
that's right. Yep. And you can ferment so many things.
Can you ferment eggs, or was that just something I heard?
I know you can.
You pickle them.
I think you can pickle them. Well, that's fermenting, is pickling them. Yeah.
Cool. Because I know at the Bayou Bash, I had a pickled quail egg. And that was pretty good.
Isn't that something Nathan makes?
I think it is.
I think so.
I think he makes them by the 100.
Well, I know the one that I got was from Single Dad Homestead, Chris. And he told me it wasn't spicy, but it was. And then I got another one from one of the vendors that were there that was really good. But I want to really get into fermenting.
Rachel, Grace Andrews is asking how many fur and feather babies do you have?
I have 2 dogs. My daughter has 4 snakes. We live in the same house.
Oh, wait a minute. A snake is not fur or feather.
No, it's scale. So I have 2 fur babies, 4 scale babies, and then a ton of fish.
Well, if she has snakes, all she has to do is get a van, and she could have millions of viewers overnight.
Yeah, just you have to put it on your head though.
You have to wear one of those tight-fitting, low-cut tops.
And you have to take showers in your van.
Well, I shower every day, but
You have to
I'm
do
not
it.
sure about no low-cut top.
You have to do it in a van.
I don't have a van either. I have a pickup.
Well, that could maybe work.
We do not do snakes. These snakes are ball pythons. They don't get very big. They're really not aggressive. They just they're there. We feed them a rat once a month, and they're good. I know, it's kind of weird, but...
Daryl's
my
daughter used to have snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Big ones.
Well, these don't get very big. I think 5 foot is about the max that they get. But they do get kind of about that big around.
Yeah, hers are rather large like that.
No,
I never got close to them. No, thank you.
I see
Well,
in
ours
here,
aren't that big yet. Ours are still kind of 2 years old and younger.
I see in here that Gary B is saying that he fermented jalapenos this past year, and they came out hotter than when they were off the bush.
I don't know if it's because, when you pickle them, the longer they sit, the stronger they get. But I know that they were pretty spicy.
Well, isn't that what, and you would know this because I never really spent time in one, but at bars, don't they have pickled eggs? Didn't they have that stuff on the counters, on the bars?
Pickled eggs, absolutely. Yeah.
Guess once you have a few beers, you really don't care what you eat.
Right?
And the deeper purple the color, the better they are.
Well, I make pickled eggs with beets. I do those.
Well, that's
with
what
beets.
these are.
But no, those, I thought those were something else.
Now,
Isn't pickling the same as fermenting? Am I thinking wrong?
I think it is because when I looked up fermenting recipes tonight, one of them was banana peppers, and it was the same recipe that I used to pickle my peppers, which is, vinegar, sugar, mustard seed, I think it is, and dill.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, well, that's the same thing I used to pickle it. And so apparently pickling and fermenting is basically kind of the same thing when it comes to peppers.
okay, well, let's bring Smudge back out here. Let's get another question, and we'll see how he's doing.
Well, hi, folks. It's trivia time again. And we have to have some rules for this, so they are as follows. Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order. And number 3, you have to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings. Good luck.
Okay, and just a reminder, the official order of chat is what you see on the screen, what's embedded on the screen. So, keeping that in mind, tonight's second question that has been asked by Rachel is, what are the words on my bamboo arbor? So I guess a pre-qualifier to that is you had to know she had a bamboo arbor, and then you have to know what is on it.
The whole thing,
Close, but not quite.
the whole thing, Mama Z. Keep on going. Nope. No, not Semper Fi. That would be Jason.
No, I was in the Marine Corps for 6 weeks.
Oh,
That would be good.
Oh, okay. So
But no,
okay, that could go for you then too.
I had a heart condition, so
Oh my. And they
I
didn't.
didn't get.
You never got it, Jessica. They didn't find it beforehand.
I kind of knew it was there, but when I first enlisted, I had cavities, so they were more focused on it than anything else. So I kind of sneaked in, and I didn't think it was that big of a problem until like the end of the first week, and I almost collapsed.
Oh my.
And you have to go. You know how they give you shots and immunizations for like other
Back to
countries.
roots.
In fact, I had my malaria shot, but there was one shot that if you had a heart condition, it would kill you. and they separated us and gave us a closer physical, and then they gave me a 3-hour physical, and then they interrogated me. And
okay, back to roots. Back to Rootstead.
Nome Country was the answer.
Back to Rootstead. So back to Rootstead, please send us an email, twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Give us your mailing address, and we can get something out to you.
Hey, Jan, how you doing?
Huh?
Oh, I was just saying hi to Jan.
Oh. And congratulations on the winners.
Yes. Is phone line still open?
Phone line is still open.
Amy, Brett, now's your chance to call in.
And just so you all know, if the phone line if nobody calls in 40 minutes, it shuts off.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that clock is ticking.
Yeah, not only, Miss Sherry, was I a Marine for 6 weeks, but I was married to one for 11 years.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
After I said that, I thought, should I have said that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. White picket fence, what do you need with smudge on it? I lost you on that one. Mary Beth, you have a good evening. So when you go to the shindig, are you setting up to sell anything, or are you just being a looker, a visitor?
A little bit of both. My daughter's actually made homemade lip glosses that are all natural, and I was probably going to take some. I think Amy said I could put some on her table.
Cool.
So yeah, but she makes these homemade glosses that's 100%, natural, organic, no chemicals, and the stuff's good. And but I don't personally have anything myself. I do make dream catchers, but I have carpal tunnel real bad, so I usually limit my artwork.
Okay, Rachel, the tinker's wife is asking, what do you want for your garden that you don't have yet, and not counting the soil?
A gardener.
Actually, I enjoy being in the garden, even pulling weeds. The only thing I hate is carrying the water hose from the one side of the house 100 feet over to where the garden beds are.
Okay, so something you would want then would be some sort of a better irrigation system?
Yeah. It could even be one of those, those water hoses that they're like light and wrinkly, and then when you turn them on, they expand like forever.
It's like a snake?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget what they call them, but
okay.
Probably something along the lines of that, or anything that helps with irrigation, because, I'm in Texas.
And the Naked Gardener is asking, first seed you want to plant for spring if you could only start one seed in 2020?
Oh, definitely a pepper. It'd be the Lesya, the Lessa pepper. I think even Ben from VW Farms grew it this past year. It's a red, sweet, more of a chili pepper than a bell.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be the one thing I would grow if that would be the only thing I could grow.
That doesn't sound bad. I don't like hot peppers. I mean, I use them every now and again for salsa because my grandson loves spicy and he likes hot salsa.
I don't like hot peppers either. The only reason I'm growing a few is because I need more cayenne pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And my son wants some really, really hot peppers.
There you go.
So I'm growing him a chocolate 7-pot pepper.
Wow.
Is what it's called, and it's supposed to be really hot.
The Red Shed, what made you get into the homesteading lifestyle?
it was a toss up between finances and health. After my divorce and being a single mom, trying to pay for everything was just crazy. And I wanted, the more I researched, the more I realized, if I had a piece of land and a tiny home, I could grow most of my food and the cost would be so much cheaper. And then my health started going. And that's when I started realizing how much the food system's broken and how much junk we're actually putting in our body. And I know a lot of people are going to get onto me about my Dr. Pepper. But I'm doing so much better than I was before. But it was basically that. And then this actual community right here is because of Brett Broussard and Daryl on the conversation that we had at the front yard of Roots and Refuge House. That really opened my eyes up that, yes, I am a homesteader. I do qualify. So that's what really made me join this community was Daryl and Brett, I'd have to say.
Oh, you're at fault for something. I don't know what you said, but you're at fault.
I don't either.
I knew that was coming. Daryl doesn't remember.
I don't know what I said. But, hey, we're glad you're here.
Well, basically, you told me that even if I didn't live on a farm, I was still a homesteader.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That's true.
I try to preserve my food
Yep.
by canning, dehydrating. I'm growing my own food, and I'm trying to live a better lifestyle.
Exactly.
And that regardless if I didn't have chickens and a rooster, I was a homesteader. So now I have the metal rooster. That was one of the inside jokes with the metal rooster that I have on my arbor. Or not my arbor, but my cattle panel.
Well, you've stated it very well. None of that stuff is needed. It's just that inner desire to do the best you can with what you have available to you.
That's right.
Any given time, and it's very, very special thank you to JCB Farm and Garden
Thank you very much.
for the super chat. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
And Kilted Gardener, I have drank the real Dublin Dr. Pepper. It's not my favorite. It is my daughter's favorite. And you can still buy it around here.
She drinks plain old Texas Dr. Pepper.
I-
See, I haven't had a soda. I haven't had anything with carbonation since May 1st
of last year.
of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have a 6-pack of Diet Pepsi sitting downstairs. And every time I go out that door, it's like, and there's one in the fridge. Sean left it in the fridge. Oh, I want to open up that Diet Pepsi and just drink it. But I know I would be so uncomfortable afterwards.
Oh, yeah, it kills your stomach.
Well, I can't have it because it's surgery.
All right, this is 32 ounces, correct?
Uh-huh.
I was drinking about 15 of those a day.
Oh my gosh.
You
I'm down to about 4 now.
Oh, that's more. I mean, if it was a good day, I could drink a 6-pack of Diet Pepsi. I would have no problem
did
doing away with the case for a week.
did you get the 32-ounce size? Because the 44 you could sit in, or
That's
what?
right.
I could easily kill a 12-pack in a day by myself.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Yeah, Amy, now I don't drink any soda. I can't drink anything with carbonation. I haven't even tried to make kombucha because of the carbonation. So I either do my Gatorade G2 because it's sugar-free, water, and I have all my little flavorings, or iced tea every now and again.
Sonny's place is saying I prefer Mexican Coca-Cola over the stuff here.
It's probably made with real sugar.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it is. We've seen that. Where were we when we saw that? Not Texas, because we haven't been there.
I don't recall seeing Mexican Coke.
Yeah, we were someplace and I remember seeing it.
Yes, Amy, I do.
Yeah, Smith family, that is a lot. Now, see, you say pop. As soon as I see pop, my mind goes to soda. So you can tell what part of the country I'm originally from, even though I haven't lived there in 5 decades.
I say soda. My mom calls it a sody.
Yeah, I say soda. Yeah, they used to get me. What do you mean soda? Soda is just that clear seltzer water. No, soda is Pepsi, Coke, whatever.
Coke.
Yep.
Yeah, Coke, Pepsi, Coke, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, Mr. Pibb.
Yep. Kroger has Mexican Coke. Maybe that's why. I know I've seen it before. I've seen it.
I think the Mexican Coke is made with real sugar and not the high fructose corn syrup stuff.
What am I? Why am I
Brenda
showing
made
this?
the comment that she
Brenda?
got you that. Yeah.
Is this what Brenda was talking about?
What is that?
Duncan 1900. Last year at the gathering, Brenda bought me this because she felt bad because I'm not allowed to have any chickens on our property. We're not allowed to have. Yeah, we're like you. You know, we're not allowed to. We can have a dog, but we can't have herds of anything or poultry. So she bought me this when we were in Mississippi, and that's the noise it makes. Okay? Yeah, you laugh.
I love that.
I have hid this 3 times, and we get our 3-year-old grandson every Wednesday. Anthony finds it every time. And all of a sudden I'll turn around and he's going, Nana! And I go, oh, crap. Found it again. Yeah, you all laugh. Yeah, you all laugh. Uh-huh.
Well, that's why my neighbor bought me that metal rooster, because I can't have, chickens and roosters in my yard. And she goes, here you go. Now you're a real homesteader. You have a rooster.
That's what Brenda said. Now you're a homesteader because you have a chicken. So I told her, I said, do not give me one of those noisy chickens this year. Oh, no, I'm going to bring him a stuffed one. Stuffed one works for me better than this one. Michelle P., yes, Smudge is a dog. So if you see that dog there at the corner, the left-hand corner, can they see the same screen I see? Okay. Yeah. That is Smudge. He's our 3-year-old Great Pyrenees St. Bernard.
I thought about getting a little speaker and sticking it inside the metal rooster and having it something play that makes it crow. And that way when they call the cops, I can bring the cops out to the backyard and see, it's a metal rooster. It's not alive. But that would be just plain mean, so I don't.
Sydney, I don't know if you're asking us or Rachel, but no, we're not allowed to have chickens. We don't have an acre of land. Because we live, even though we're like outside of town, but we live in an allotment.
We live in what's called a plotted development.
We are not allowed to have, unless we have an acre, we're not allowed to have chickens. No, we're not really. It's like not outside the city limits. It's strange here. Yeah, Jessica, you're right. Kids can find what you hide from them, no matter what the age. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, can you imagine the night the cops came to our door if I had one of those rooster or a chicken that crowed on the front porch? That would have been interesting. Yeah, it's Clydesdale. Yeah, that could be.
Small horse.
Small horse disguise. He's almost the same size as Jareth's new cow.
Well, we had him in
TSC
in a TSC
when
store.
I took him to get his shots. Yeah,
and they had some sort of thing in there for kids where they had a miniature
they had
horse.
Their 4-H that weekend.
Yeah, they had a miniature horse in there.
Yeah,
and he was pretty close to being as big.
Yeah, we were walking out of the store with Smudge after he got his shots, and the girl's looking at me, and as we're walking up the aisle to leave, she keeps looking, and I turn around, and I go, "He's a dog." And she looks at Smudge, looks at her horse, looks back at Smudge. She goes, "Really?" "Yes, dear, he's a dog." Red Shed, I always need eggs. I usually get them whenever we go to a meetup because Brenda, a.k.a. Duncan 1900, she'll bring me some. So I know I'm going to be getting some next month from her. But, yeah, keep in touch because I will buy them from you. I'll even give you cartons. I have a stack of cartons. Oh, Page family, trust me, we have a neighbor behind us that would complain if we had a canary outside. Yeah.
Sherry, did you know here in Fort Worth, if you're on an acre of land, you can have up to 50 chickens.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
But no rooster, right?
Right, no rooster,
Yeah.
but you can have up to 50 chickens on 1 acre in Fort Worth.
Yeah, but see,
Not where I live.
with that many, we couldn't get up and go like we do now.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, because when we had all the dogs, the only way we got to go to some of the meetups that we went to was Daryl's friend, and they live half an hour from us. They drove into town twice a day to take care of the dogs. Now that we're down to one, he goes with us.
Well, I'm going to try to make it to the Shindig, the Bayou Bash, and I'm also going to try to make it to, I think, the picnic. It's in Kentucky.
In Kentucky. Cool.
Oh, wow. The
Well,
Tinker
I have family in Missouri, so I can stay there and then just kind of hop over.
the Tinker's wife is asking, what is your number one goal for your channel in 2020?
Oh, hopefully to get monetized.
Okay.
I mean,
Where do you stand with that currently?
I am at 1,422 hours, I do believe.
So I've
got a ways to go.
You got a ways to go in hours. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have any? Are you looking to do any collaborations with anybody? This is your opportunity to.
Oh yeah.
To-
I'll do any collaborations just about, and I'm going to start as soon as the growing season starts. I'll probably be putting out a video every other day. And here lately, the weather's just been so bad and so weird, and it's kept most of the kept me sick a lot too. But I'm going to be doing more videos. I do my lives once a week, and I've actually, since July, I had 300. Now I have 1,400. So I'm hoping to be monetized by the end of the year.
Very good. That sounds like that sounds like a good thing to hope for.
Did you see the question there from Devin?
Yes, I'm going back here and I'm copying what I have down because I have typed up a schedule of the meetups that I know of thus far. Devin, this is for you. This is the picnic in Kentucky, Heartland Homesteaders. And if you're on Facebook, there is a group, Heartland Homesteaders. We had a blast there last year. We had so much fun.
I didn't get to go last year, so I really want to go this year. And if I don't make it to that, I'm going to try to make it to the Stivers one.
Yep, we went to that one too.
I think they're spread out far enough that I might be able to save up enough to get to it.
Yeah, Kilda Gardner, the hamster wheel hasn't stopped in my year.
Yeah, but
Come on.
but if I turn it off, you can't hear her. Because
Can't hear Rachel?
Yeah, I can't hear Rachel. See, she's talking, but you can't hear.
See the mouth going, but no sound.
No sound. No sound. We have her
Muted?
muted. She's muted.
So she has to do sign language now.
But there now
She can talk like an Italian.
now she's back on, but it'll start. But the little birds or mice or something come
That
back
is
out
weird.
again.
That is strange.
I do hear chirping, but it's very quiet on my end.
Yeah, wish it wasn't mine.
Yeah, it's
You're welcome, Devin. If you want a whole list, email me, or if you're on Facebook, catch me over on Facebook, because I do have a Word document and a PDF document that I've been putting up with all the meetups that I currently know of. Oh, Nathan is saying that they have a height requirement.
Yeah, I saw that.
Are you planning to visit Louisiana soon, Rachel?
Yes, ma'am, I am. As soon as I can get up the gas money, which I'm hoping in March, I will be there.
okay. And J-Lo says she's going to get to see you a couple times this year then.
Oh, I'm hoping to see everybody.
Yeah, her and
You don't realize how much it changes your life going to these meetups.
yeah, and going in and seeing, knowing by their face, or even if you don't. I used to work at a help desk, so I never knew, and it was for internal employees when I worked at the phone company. So I didn't know their face, but if they came into my building and if they were talking, I would know who it was because I knew their voice. I mean, this one, you know their face, especially if you do live streams, you know who they are. And it's like you've been friends forever, but you're just meeting in that 3D. You know, you get neck hugs, and it's fantastic. Yeah.
Sharon,
Okay, I can't quite reach her neck, but
Sharon, I doubt very much that it's the bubbler in her fish tank behind her, but
yeah, because it doesn't show up during my lives, so I don't know what that is.
I heard that, JNC. I know what you mean. Naked Gardener, you haven't gotten. You're on Facebook. They have a link on Facebook.
And Nathan, I am 5'1" with my cowboy boots on.
then you are qualified. Where is Green, Texas?
I have no idea.
Thomas Farm Okie. Do you know where Green, Texas is?
Nope. I do not.
Okay.
Green, Texas.
Sydney, I'm getting you the link on Facebook for the information for the Bayou Bash. Just because you asked. There you go. Anybody interested in going to the Bayou Bash, which is in St. Charles, Louisiana, in June? There's the Facebook link. Oh, you think you did? Well, I gave it to you again. It's worth the trip.
Green, Texas is right outside of New Brunsville, or above San Antonio.
Well, and let me just say something here to everybody in the chat. If you all have something special coming up in your neck of the woods, in your neighborhood, let us know, and we can certainly talk about it and help promote it here on Monday nights. And so just let us know. Send an email to Family Homestead, and let us know what's going on in your backyard.
Yep, we have one here in June in Ohio. Yep, Dutch, you have your tickets for the Bayou Bash. Don't you have them for the Shindig also? You're coming to the States twice this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, isn't he coming and staying? He's not making two separate trips, is he?
Why would he stay from April to October?
I thought he was just coming for the summer.
He has a job. I don't think he's coming from Holland for the summer.
Okay.
For the spring and summer.
Well,
No.
we had not sat down and had a discussion about it, but
Okay. Nothing going on in Florida. Yeah, I don't know of anything down in Florida either. I haven't heard of anything. And the Bayou Bash is going to be 10 times bigger than what it was last year. Last year they just had one little room. Well, 2 rooms actually. 1.5. And this year, if I'm not mistaken, Amy, correct me, you have the entire building.
Tinker's wife, where is out this way? I'm not sure where you're located.
She is located near Oregon.
She's Oregon. Yeah.
Okay. And
Gail, where in California are you? I have a family sister down in Southern California. San Juan Capistrano, Los Angeles, Menifee.
And there very well could be some things out your way.
I was born in Los Angeles.
Oh, he's planning for the HOA and maybe Stivers. Are you not coming to the Shindig, Paul? I thought you were. Page family, you take care. Rustic Traditions. If you have a park with a not a gazebo.
An awning?
Well, yeah, that's sort of what I mean.
Pavilion?
A pavilion, covering covering for your picnic tables, contact them and see if if you can schedule that and have it for the day if you don't have to pay for it. Go from there. Get some people locally to help you get it all together, get the word out. That's what I did. I've thought about this since we went to our first meetup, our first conference. I wanted to do something in Ohio.
Well, the other thing we don't talk about very often is things like the Mother Earth News Fairs. Those are also available. Those are big events. Baker Creek will have their spring planting festival that we are going to try to attend this year.
Yes, no surgery this year.
And then they have one. Is it in September? For the one in California, Baker Creek?
Yeah, their expo is in California.
Expo is in
It's
California.
in Northern California, if I'm not mistaken.
So chances are very good there's something out in your general vicinity, but you might have to look for it a little bit. You have to gather more people and get them into our group here, and we'll just kind of all grow together here then.
And if you can't find something going on, you should create it.
Exactly, that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney, you have a wonderful evening. Yeah, I bet you're going to have some long flights. There is no doubt in my mind. Have you rented a car yet, or seen if anybody was going close to you that where you're landing that could bring you into where the meetups are? Oh yeah, Mimsy, seeds. We all need more seeds, right?
Right?
Daryl's probably rolling his eyes right now.
Yep.
I know I've
Gail's.
spent more on seeds this year than I have my whole life.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, we had planned on going to the Baker Creek Spring Festival last year. And when they called the week before and said, we can get you in for surgery on May 1st. And it's like, my heart just sank. And I looked at Daryl and I go, May 1st? But the Spring Festival is that weekend. So I had surgery Wednesday morning. And I was out Thursday afternoon.
And she was in no shape to travel.
And I sat here for 4 hours, didn't I, Thursday night? And I said, we can leave tomorrow morning and go to Missouri. No, we're not. Yes, we can. I was ready.
All right.
Do you know, Nathan, I need to get that information from Dawn, because I was thinking about today. Dawn's is the only one that I know of so far that I don't have her information for her May get-together. Did you see Amy's comment, Rachel? Your seed collection is taller than you?
It's getting there. It really is.
Well, Rachel,
but you can never have too many seeds.
Rachel, you got any last thoughts here for this evening? Anything special you want to share with folks? Do you have any ideas for any collaborations that you would like to initiate, that you would like to get somebody that's in the chat to join you with, or?
I didn't think of any, but I can think about it.
Well, I'm good at putting you on the spot like that.
I love everybody.
So.
But no, I'm glad everybody came out, and that I'm so glad that we've got to spend this time together. And I love y'all. And if anybody can think of a good collaboration, I'm game. I can't think of any right off the top of my head. I'm too blonde for that. I didn't study for that test, Daryl.
Well, and we apologize. I have no idea what this high pitched mouse is in the internet lines that's going through here, but it's definitely in our connection with Rachel, and I can't filter it out. So I apologize for that. Sherry, anything else you can think of?
Not that I can think of. It was a fast hour and a half. And what was it like 5 minutes before we went on? It's like, What do we talk about? A pepper challenge. I think, didn't Nathan have a pepper challenge last year? Mimsy, I was overdoing things a tad. Yeah, I was. But, the show must go on.
I'm about 2.5 hours from Abilene, I think.
Nathan, I think you're right. It is Mother's Day weekend, and I think that is the name of the park. I'll message her as soon as we get off of this. Oh, Daryl's good about putting people on spot, like having them sing at the Ohio meetup. You mean that type, Jessica?
She let it be known that she could sing.
Yeah, it was the okra challenge you had.
She let it be known she could sing, and
That's
she's
right.
got a good voice. So, absolutely.
Yep.
Now, Rachel hasn't let us know if she's a singer or not. So
Yes. Because she's heard about you putting people on spot.
You think?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you all for being here this evening. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. If you'd like to help out Two Family Homestead, click that join button down below and get yourself a green label.
A green label.
A green label.
And Smudge's face next to your name.
Smudge's face next to your name, and we
See,
have
just like Mama Z, she has Smudge's face next to her.
and there are
Rich.
also, if I can get them here, there's also some very, very special. If I can go back.
Yep, Brett can dance. That's right.
Hey, we have some special emojis for those that are members.
Yes,
Paw prints.
Daryl made smudge emojis.
So, yeah, we asked for smudge fingerprints, and that's what we got. So, other than that, Rachel, wave and say adios. We'll see you all later. Sherry?
Tomorrow night, Tech Tuesday, if you want to join us, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard.
All right. And next week, we will have Four Blessings Farm. Everybody have a great evening. Night, folks.
Night.